Hello, Mrs. Sunday here. We're going to look at perimeter now. So first of all, we need to know what perimeter is. So have a think for a moment. Do you know what perimeter means? Do you know how to find perimeter? Well, remember the word rim is in perimeter and the rim of a shape is the outside of it, isn't it? So perimeter is the distance all the way around the outside of a shape. In other words, it's the total of all the lengths, okay? So whatever shape you've got, imagine a spider starting at one corner of the shape and crawling all the way around it, back to where it started. Then the distance that it's travelled is the perimeter. Okay? So I'm going to have a look at some examples here. We'll work out some perimeters. Okay, so the first one. We can see we've got all the lengths of the sides labelled on this shape, so all we're going to need to do is add them up. So we're going to write down what it is we're adding. So P for perimeter equals, I'm going to start here. So we're going to do 8, and I'm going to go this way around the shape, all the way around like that. So we're going to do 8, add 6, add 8, add 6. Oops. 6. And we're going to add that. So the way that I would add it is do 8 and 8 is 16, 6 and 6 is 12, 16 and 12 is 28. And that would be centimetres. Okay, the next one. Well, that's a bit funny because look, if we start here and go that way and go all the way around the shape, look what we're doing. 8, add 6, add 8, add 6. So it's exactly the same as the last one. So it's a different shape, and we know the answer is 28 because we've already worked it out. So it's a different shape, but it's got the same perimeter. Now, let's have a look at a square. How come we've only got one of these sides labelled? How are we going to find the perimeter if we only know one of the sides? Well, the clue is here, isn't it? It's a square, and that means that all the sides are the same length. Okay, so the perimeter is 10, add 10, add 10, add 10, or if you wanted to do 10 by 4, it's 10 times by 4, it's exactly the same thing. Anyway, you get 40 centimetres. And then we've got a rectangle, but hang on a minute again. We've only got 2 of these sides marked. How are we supposed to know what the perimeter is if we only know 2 of the sides? Well, we can see, can't we, that this side is the same length as that side because it's a rectangle, and that side's the same length as that side. So we can fill in that one's 4 centimetres, that one's 12 centimetres, and off we go again with our P equals. Start this corner, go that way. We've got 12, add 4, add 12, add 4. So 2 12s are 24, 2 4s are 8. So 24 add 8 is 32 centimetres. Okay, so on we go then. Some more examples to work out the perimeter of. So this one, important to notice, is in metres. It's not in centimetres. Now, we need to understand what these funny marks are on these shapes, okay? So basically, in maths, if lengths are the same as each other, we mark them with the same number of dashes, okay? So because these 4 sides all have 1 dash, that means they are all the same length. So we know that they're all 7.2 metres. Okay, so we can work out the perimeter is 7.2, add 7.2, add 7.2, add 7.2, or we could have done that 7.2 times 4, let's do it like that. We'll just do it over here. 7.2 times 4. So 2 4s are 8. 7 4s are 28. We've got 1 decimal place in the question. So we need 1 decimal place in the answer. So the point goes there. So it's 28.8 metres. Okay. In the next shape, we can see that we've got 1 dash on that side and 1 dash on that side. So that means that this side's 3.5 millimetres as well. And then we've got 2 dashes on that side and 2 dashes on that side, which means that this length is 8.1 millimetres. Okay, so the perimeter, start here, is going to be 3.5, add 8.1, add 3.5, add 8.1. Okay, so let's see if we can do this in our heads a little bit. Let's add the 3.5s together first. What's 2 lots of 3.5? Well, remember, 3.5 is 3.5. So 2 lots of 3.5 is 7. Then we've got 8.1 and 8.1. So that would give us 16.2. So if we've got 7 and 16, that's 23. And we've got 0.2 as well. And that's millimetres. Okay. For some of you, you might find the decimals in that a little bit tricky. But the idea is that we're just adding up the lengths of all the sides. Okay. So we're not necessarily going to go through and answer all these because I want you to do some of these for your work yourself. But we can see in this one that we've got the same kind of dashes. So that line has the same amount of dashes on it as that line. It's got 1. So that means that that's 16. This one has 2 dashes. So does that one. So that one's 2 centimetres. So to find the perimeter, you're just going to start somewhere, decide what direction you go in, work it all out, and find the perimeter. Okay? Each time you're working out perimeter, I want you to write down what it is you've worked out, write down the calculation that it is you're doing. Okay? So we're going to leave these ones for now because I think you've probably got the hang of it enough. Okay? So your job for your work today is going to be these 3, but also got a challenge here. Okay? So as we saw before, different squares and rectangles can have the same perimeter. Oops, just seen that hasn't got an S on it. So I want you to do a challenge for me, please. Can you find at least 3 different squares or rectangles that have a perimeter of 20 centimetres? Okay, so you're looking for a square or a rectangle that when you add up all the lengths of all the sides, you get 20 centimetres. Okay, so you'll have to think about that one for a little while because it's not that easy. But if you try drawing different ones out, that'll probably help you. Okay, so remember 20 has to be the distance all the way around the outside of the shape. So I'm going to leave you with that just now, and good luck with the work. Looking forward to seeing how you get on with it. See you later.